It takes absolutely nothing to make me cry, or like I am just like stone cold. Like we were watching this movie about the Bahraini Revolution in one of my classes a couple weeks ago, and there were these people like chanting and like at a pro-democracy rally, and like I just like started like tearing up. I was like, freedom is so beautiful. Kevin, is the camera on, by the way? Okay, sorry. So I have a lot of friends who like couldn't come today and wanted to see this, so Kevin is indulging me in recording this. I was going to write something. I obviously didn't. I didn't have time, and I couldn't. I've literally been thinking about what I was going to say today for 3 months or so. I would like occasionally pull an Al Robinson and find like an awesome historical quote. Almost none of you know what that means, which is and I'll come to the quote that I came up with later. But I thought about what to say. I wasn't sure whether to talk about like what I've done, about what I've seen, and so I ultimately decided there are a couple of things I want to talk about. One is the people, and the other is the organization. Me standing here today is a product of so many people, it's kind of ridiculous. People you've heard of but never met, people you've never met, never heard of, and never will meet. People whose names, I don't know, Forrest Young. There's probably, is there a single one of you who know? Okay, you do, I know you do, and you do, but okay, so almost none of you know what I'm talking about. Forrest Young, so many of these people that I have known and who were transformative in my life in good ways and bad ways. And you know, there have been so many moments, Bretpocalypse 2010, Bretpocalypse 2011, Bretpocalypse 2012, Bretpocalypse 2012, The Redux, and the number of people that have come before me and all of us and have shaped this organization, I could never even begin to, it would literally take days for me to thank all of these people. So I'll stick to a few, a couple of whom aren't here, but we'll see this video later hopefully. Taylor Yates, one of my best friends. There are people who I could like scream at and get so angry and just like literally be so angry I wouldn't even be able to like look at them. And then he would just come over and we'd just start talking and my anger would just like crumble into nothing. That usually happens. But Taylor, you know, your dedication and your loyalty and everything you taught me, I hope I did I was a worthy heir to your legacy as finance chair. Eric, who also is not here, Eric and I quarrel like an old married couple, particularly when he smokes in the shower, and then I come home and I'm like, Eric, are you smoking in the shower? And he says no, and I'm like, Eric, I know you're smoking in the shower, the question is rhetorical. And he still thinks I don't know. Like that. Like that. To Sarah, she is an amazing friend. She is, I am at the same time awed by everything that she's accomplished, and yet totally like unmoved because she's always just been Sarah to me. And so when people like freak out like, oh my God, you know Sarah McBride? I'm like, yeah. And so love you, girl. For the people who are here now, to Pollock, you are one of my best friends. If there's one thing that amazes me more than your loyalty and your drive, it is your sheer obliviousness to how good of a leader you are, and to everything that you know, everything that you've accomplished is staggering to me, and the fact that you, oh fuck, now I am gonna cry. The fact that you didn't think that you deserved the Riley Award today is, I think, all the proof in the world that you did. You are amazing, and I'm so... The first time I met you, I thought I was gonna fucking hate you. Because it was the day that the Crump bill was up for second reading, and I thought you were going to vote against it, and I just intrinsically hated you because of it. And it's been a long ride since then. From that class we had together where I would just like, I would just hand you my notes after class, to things that happened in 1010, take your pick. You know, you are amazing. I'm gonna see you all the time, but like, fuck it. Kevin, I also thought I was gonna hate you when I met you, particularly because you were running against Eric for secretary. You guys remember when Eric ran for secretary? But you know, it's through our love of Lady Gaga, our mutual love of Lady Gaga, and just everything that we have been through and fought for and sat through and got really angry about, I have come to count you as one of my best friends, and I'm really grateful to you for that. Joe, the first time we met, I remember you told me since then that you were like really unsure of like what it was going to be like, because my emails are like really formal, and so you were like really scared, and I'm pretty sure when you came into the office for your interview for judicial board member, I was like leaned back in my chair with my feet up on the table, and I was like, oh, so you want to be on the judicial board? Why would you ever do that? And I dragged you into being my parliamentarian, and then you know, since then the writing's on the wall, and for those of you who don't know, I have made many attempts to groom successors, and none of it has really ever panned out. Rory was just like, bye. And Joe was like, I'm going to go be comptroller, so bye. But I am so unbelievably proud of you. From the time we met to right up till now, I mean, just the other day, Joe and I were like screaming at each other, and then he came, and then like an hour later, I was like, come over. And you know, you are one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. Actually, probably the most brilliant person I've ever met. I love you like a little brother, and I know you're going to go on to do amazing things. You know, the number of stories I could tell about people, like literally almost every. I literally remember the first time I ever met you. We also sat, like Rosie and I, we sat on the orange couches in that brand spanking new SIS building. We got coffee, and I taught you the ways of the Senate. Told you should probably run for finance committee. Blah blah blah. Pat, we sat in, what the hell is that? Sharjah Plaza. And yeah, right. Yeah. I think I had my gigantic sunglasses on, and you were just being a little scrawny piece of shit freshman. And half of you, not half of you anymore, because a lot of you have left. Half of you I like appointed to Senate, like, and that's how you got your start in student government. Almas appointed him into the Senate. Sammy appointed you into the Senate. Anyone else in here that was a particular appointee?
You interviewed me for J-Board.
I did interview you for J-Board. You know, the number of people that you will have experiences with and meet is incredible. You will meet the coolest people. I was thinking about this, like, Ira is like probably the coolest person I have ever met. Like, he's
hands
like,
down.
I'll be like sitting at a table with him, and he'll start like explaining what he did with his day, and I was like, God, I'm such a Linda. And you know, you will meet so many incredible people, and there is nothing that is more important than the people in this organization. That may come as a surprising thing because it's not it's not really the opinion that you usually take, but the people in this organization are its lifeblood, and the people you will meet, you will not even believe how in 4 years what you will remember, what you won't care about. Eric and I hated each other when we were freshmen, and now we lived in the same room until like yesterday. So, you know, never count anyone out. If there's one thing I've ever learned about the people in this organization, it's that never count anyone out. You never know where people want to go, where people will go. Someone who walks into the undergraduate senate as a little freshman, thinking they're all hot shit and going to be student government president one day, may end up not lasting the semester. And then other scrawny little pieces of shit who don't know what coffee to order at the DAB may end up getting elected student government, right? So there's that. So there's the people, and then there is the organization, and the undergraduate senate is the stage on which the drama of the student government plays out. And because of that, we take almost all we take most, not all, or even most all, but almost all responsibility for what happens in the organization, because we are, like, when things happen, they happen right here. And so everyone's like, well, why didn't the Senate see this coming? Why didn't it fix this? And, yeah, right? And so you will take a lot of shit for that, as long as you stay in this body. And one thing a very wise friend of mine told me, who I promised I would mention, he once told me that students have a right not to care. And what I added on to that is they will almost always hate us. And there's nothing that I can tell you, rather, I guess, honestly, 4 years later, is there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, but that doesn't mean you stop fighting. The measure of someone who is a truly great servant to the students is the person who keeps fighting no matter what happens. I once got called homophobic in the middle of a Senate meeting. That was fun. And never give up, never stop fighting, never stop fighting for what you believe in. The Al Robinson that I'm going to pull is a quote from FDR that was he never actually spoke because he died before he gave the speech that he wrote. And the quote is, "The only limit on our realization of tomorrow are our doubts of today." And what that means is, besides being like a 1940s version of YOLO, means that you can never doubt yourself, and you always have to believe in yourself, and you always have to believe in everyone in this organization. I have seen the highest highs and the lowest lows of this organization over 4 years. I have seen what amazing things that this organization can accomplish that affects students' lives on literally a daily basis. And I have seen this body, there have been times where even I have just left Senate and been like, oh my God, fuck this. I guess I'll close with this. Whenever I've ended really long speeches, I don't know if I've done it in a while, but I would always say, I thank the Senate for its time and I yield the floor, because that's how you are. If you watch too much C-SPAN, then you know that that's usually how people yield the floor. And so, because I'm a pretentious asshole, that's how I yield the floor. And sorry?
So that doesn't sound like you.
No. What's a Senate? And so I think that those words hold the most weight to me today. I thank the Senate for its time, and I yield the floor, that is. And because I have such tremendous gratitude for everything that this organization has given me. I believe in the student government, but more importantly, I believe in the Undergraduate Senate. It's why I never left, because I've always held the opinion that if you have to be president to accomplish something, then you shouldn't be president. But today, when I yield the floor, it is not only a moment, a rather profound moment for this organization, because it'll be the first time in 4 years that I won't be a part of it. It'll be a profound moment for me personally, because I have been able to set my life by clockwork every Sunday for Senate meetings. I still get actually a notification, because I don't know how to turn it off, for when we step Senate at 2:30. So at 2:20 I always get an alarm that's like, Undergraduate Senate 2:30 in CoGov 118. Letting go and leaving this organization behind is a huge step in my life. And it very much leaves this sense of one being kind of unmoored or uprooted. But I have tremendous faith in all of you, that you can continue on without me. Literally, I've had people be like, I don't know what the hell we're going to do without you. It was kind of like, you can do it. I promise you can do it. I have so much hope. I said this already in transition. I have so much hope that this year can be the best year that student government has ever had. But you can't fuck it up. You believe in one another, believe in what you're fighting for, believe in yourselves, and you will achieve great things. There is so much more that I could say. I could ramble on literally for 10 years. And it's like now that it's like about to happen, it's like really hitting me. It is with a tremendous sense of profound affection for all of you and for this organization, and a tremendous sense of bittersweet sadness that for the very last time, I thank the Undergraduate Senate for its time and yield the floor.